Hi everybody, this is Jan from Jan's Art, and I'm continuing with the sketch I'm doing of my late father, an ex-miner who was a deputy shot firer at Whittle, Shilbottle. Started off at Pegswood, and this is my reference on the left, and the drawing is on the right. I'm using an iPad Pro 12.9 with an Apple Pencil, and my pencil of choice is a Procreate pencil. Do you know what? I might well try it with a 6B today. No reason whatsoever. So, what I'm going to do first is, I've done the teeth, and there's my references. I've done the nose, there's my reference, and the eyes. So let's get rid of some of these references. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to do this part on the left, on the ear. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create my own reference, and I'm going to start from this sliver here. So I'll copy and paste. So I've got that reference, and let's get rid of that reference. And let's just scale this up a little bit. Okay, so it's about the same size. So what I'm doing is, my reference is so close to where I'm drawing, it's going to make it easier for when I'm doing the sketching. And I found this really helps when you're drawing, to have your reference, if you're using a reference, to have it really close to where you're drawing. And this way you can do really accurate like for like. Okay, so there's my reference on the left, this is my drawing on the right. So let's just start, let's go into 50% opacity. And what I'm going to do is, I'm on my, let's look, that I was on the wrong part. It's a good job I checked. So let's start with the ear. I'm very lightly shading in the ear part. Just doing a little hatch. Let's just darken it a little bit. I'm going to go back to the Procreate pencil. This HB is, that's better. Let's just erase some of that. Get back to me 50%. Oh, that's much better. Alright, let's just try this again a little bit lighter. Ah, that's better. Let's just come down on this. Cheek area. give it a little bit of a cross hatch. There we go. Now I'm going to go onto the skin, give it some hatching on the skin. If I add some colour, some tone to this area to make the hair a little bit lighter to start off with. Okay, I don't want to go too much out of my reference. But as you can see, I'm just cross-hatching where the eye wrinkles are. And let's just carry on this hairline. That's it. Onto the tip of the ear. The lovely thing about cross-hatching is you can see little strips where maybe you need to do it again or a little bit more. And then you do a cross-hatch. You just pull it all together with the hatching, you see? Right, that's better. Just remove the bracelet, a wrist bracelet that I wear, because I think it's making a little bit of noise when it touches the iPad. So I'm just going in with my Procreate pencil. And I'm just adding a little bit of skin texture. Now I love cross-hatching when I'm doing it with a pencil or with a pen, and I love how you can just keep building it up, doing one hatch over another, coming down onto the cheek. I want to blend in this line on the cheek, so I'm just going to do a little bit of hatching on this cheek wrinkle, see? And then come the other way, just to break up the strong line. See what I'm doing? I'm breaking up that solid line that I had, and I'm just cross-hatching over it. Just to blend it in so you can't see the definition of the strong line. Okay, and let's just do a little bit of hatching while I'm following the curve on the outside of the cheek. There we go. A little bit of cross-hatching there. It's a lovely relaxing way to draw this. Right, let's add a little bit of tone into the ear, the inner top fold of the ear. And then let's just carry on this little bit of shading, a little bit more on the ear look. We can go quite dark because there is a little bit of shading there. Got a little bit of shadow coming down on there, and it just goes beautiful. the cross hatching. I'm right-handed, so this is a lovely, it's working really, really nice. I'm getting a good angle to my stylus. It's giving me a very thin outline. Let's just work on the earlobe. And I'm just going to shade in edge of the lobe, see? And I'm continuously putting in this crosshatch. You can see it's a little bit darker on the lobe. That's lovely, I like that. There's a little bit of a fold at the top. There's this dark shadow under the fold. And it just comes into a little Y. Don't know if you can see it. But I can see it, so I'm putting it in. I'm just marrying up my shading, see? As we go a little bit zoomed in, you can see what I'm doing. And let's just work on the blonde hair, just coming away. I've got a look, it's a right angle just for my wrist, and I'm just doing a lovely little diagonal there, see? It's still blonde. I'm going to go over the hair and the skin, and what I'm doing here is I'm trying to maintain the difference between the hair and the skin by going over both. See, I'm not treating the hair as a separate entity. But if I go over the skin at the same time, it brings the shading, the contrast between the two through to being a little bit darker each time. There we go, I've got a little bit of a visible line gap at the top of the hair. Now I need to darken that hair at the top. So I'm going to do a little bit of cross hatching on the top. See how it's getting darker. There's a little bit of this that goes onto the skin, see? That's it. I can see a little bit of shadow here. So if I put it in first, when I go over everything, a little bit of shadow will still be there, see? Okay, I'm just going to bring the shading on the ear, just going across the ear, coming up onto the hair, and coming down again. Keep this hatch going. So you see when you zoom out, see? Let's just tidy up. This bit on the ear here. A little bit of shadow where the ear meets the side of the face. There we go. The thing I found is if you keep your cross-hatching fluid and keep doing it and keep moving it, don't stop, then you can glide it over to where it needs to be done, as opposed to lifting your pen off the screen and trying to match it where you're going. Now I'm going to just start on the top of the creases on the cheeks and just shade it down a little bit, see? So what I'm doing is I'm slowly building this up, see? There we go. This kind of cross-hatching is so easy to join from other bits of hatching and to marry it in. It just makes some beautiful interlockings. There we go. Just working my way down this wrinkle, this on the cheek, on his right hand side, the screen's left hand side. That's it. So I'm building that up. Let's just go over this crease underneath the wrinkles. And just build it up into the skin that we can see. There we go. Whenever you see a streak of lightness, you can just hover your pen over it and just bring it together, see? A little bit of hatching to the top. Top of the hair, top of where I'm going with my reference. So I'm always looking at my reference as I'm drawing. There we go. These are very, very fine lines. Coming onto the ear again, and onto the skin to the left of the wrinkles, the eye wrinkle. Just want to darken that skin a little bit more. There we go. I'm going to use a rubber, and I'm going to use it with the same pencil and this will give me a little bit of highlight, see? Tidy up that side there, and with a bit of highlight I can get some of this colour of the hair back. There we go, look. lovely. Look at that blondness back, see? Let's go back in with a pencil. It is so much easier when you've got the reference just where you want it. Working up my way up on the hair. Even though I'm adding cross-hatching across the hair and the skin, it's still maintaining its lightness because I'm doing it at the same time. If I was to concentrate on the hair, I would very soon match the tone of the skin. And I don't want that, and I'm going over my ears again, over the highlights. There we go, look at that. Oh, I'm getting quite happy with that. Yep. Right, let's work on the bottom of the neck. So let's get some shading in. Now this part of the chin goes very dark here. And it fades off and it expands the line, can you see? It doesn't actually continue as a line as such. We have another line here. Drawing is my first love. It always was my first love. Picking up a pencil and just sketching. And the thing I found was, if you keep the pencil moving, you can slowly build up. It's like revealing something that's just out of focus and zooming in on it. You can see it coming together. See? Part under the neck. All you've got to do is just take your time. Just keep hatching. Some people don't like hatching because it's a slow way. But the thing I've found, it's a very accurate way of sketching. So all I'm doing is just building it up. Right, let's go over both lines. That's it, lovely little hatch going there. And by going over both, I'm maintaining the light and the dark. Because where I've already hatched will go darker, as well as the light bit, but at different rates. There we go, see? A little bit of hatching underneath. I've got a triangle of skin. I want to try and blend this all in, see? this flat area here. Now it marries up with the line underneath, so I'm just going to put that in. Some cross hatching, see? See how easy that is when you're drawing. Just keep your pencil going. Don't let spend too much time on just one area. Keep moving your pencil around. Break up this cheek line, this crevice he's got on his face. There's a bit of shadow on this corner where it meets the shirt. There we go. Trying to keep the pencil moving. That's better. Bring the shadow down. To where the collar of the shirt meets. Go. Just marrying up these bits of shading by doing a cross hatch across the diagonal hatch. There we go, I'm just joining it all together. Quite a lot of hatching to do in this face. I'm just concentrating on one side. Just slowly building it up. Taking that shine away from that fold on the neck. Giving it a cross hatch just to push it back, see? Just work my way up the side of the face. Oh, that's better. Right, I'm just going to use an eraser. I'll put it full blast. I'm just going to tidy up. Some of the little bit of overhangs. And see my outline, my original outline. It's still there and I'm drawing underneath it. Look, I'll show you. Take my drawing away, there's my outline. Take my outline away. Go back to the pencil. And you can see how I can just tidy this up. Let's go to the eraser. we go. Go back to my pencil. Just working on the shadow bit. Working on the shadows on the ears, just above the lobes. There we go. The eraser and just work on the top of the ear. Let's just do a half eraser, 50%. Just bring back some of these highlights, see? Still sketching, but I'm sketching with an eraser. Working on the hair. That's it. Let's go back to the pencil and let's just do a hatch right across the There we go. I'm just putting in the outline. Just marrying it up, see? When you zoom out, it really does come together. When I zoom in, I can see exactly where I'm putting stuff. just shading it a little bit darker. There we go. That's better. Just going over the white part with a hatch, just to push it in a little bit. Let's tidy up the edge. There we go. That's looking okay. Right, let's bring my outline back. And tidy up some of these. Scratches on the outside of the outline. There we go. Let's lock that. So I've got my outline. That's what I've done so far. Get rid of my outline. That's not bad. I am quite pleased with that. So I've done a lovely section around the neck. Probably got a little bit more to do on the bottom. So I'm just going to go back to the bottom part. And let's just marry this bit of chin into the face. A little bit of cross hatching. There you go. Doesn't take long to marry sections in. Don't think there's a way I can brush cursor. I've just got my brush cursor on, but I can't really see much of it. Brush cursor. Cursor on. No, it's not showing it very well. It's not showing it at all. It's difficult to see where my pencil is. I know where it is because I am right on top of it and I can see the pencil. So I'm having to describe. I'm on the top of the wrinkles, the cheek wrinkles, and the nose line. And all I'm doing is I'm just hatching, trying to pull this together with a hatch, you see. When you're up close, it's just like a huge quilt. See? But I'm making use of this quilt. Now zoom out, I can see what I've done. There we go. Now I know I have a little bit of hatch coming down here. Reinforces these two little wrinkles on the neck. That's it. Now a little bit of shading on the second wrinkle up on the neck. Oops, slipped over to me. Erase that. Bring it back with a bit of pencil shading on that crease, see? Cross-hatching the shape with the patches that I can see on my reference. And like I say, by doing a little bit of a reference and following that meticulously, it keeps me really on track. To get a great like this. I want to keep the realism. But all it is at the minute is I'm just hatching over areas where I think it needs a little bit of shading. Just here and there. Go. That's it. Now that I've done that, I think I'll call it a day. Just blending it in so all the parts marry in with all the other parts. And if I see a little bit of lightness, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of shading like I'm doing underneath the teeth there on the left, see? It's very, 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 very subtle. But each time I do it, it's just going to bring it together lovely, see? I've gone off the reference area, but I'm coming back onto it just enough. I'm trying to blend it all in. There you go. Right, let's get rid of that reference. Let's bring the original reference up. That's not bad. Let's Not bad at all. Now when I see the whole reference up, I can see where I have a little bit of lightness to bring back. This is these fleshy bits. Underneath these wrinkles, see? There we go. Just pulling them back. A little bit of lightness underneath. Maybe a little bit of lightness on these wrinkles. And just under the eye, under the ear, sorry, little corners of the ear. Because I've got the full reference. I can see where my shading is going. There you go. Right. I think I'll call that a day for now, and I'll come back to it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you had an insight how I'm doing my cross-hatching. Even though it's digital, I'm still trying to follow the rules that I would use when I'm doing a pencil and paper. It's just so much cleaner and tighter, and I can zoom in really easily to describe what I'm doing. Okay? Anyway, I hope you have a lovely time drawing and painting, and never give up, and always try and just see it through to the end. And I'll catch you again. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye. Happy drawing, happy painting, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.